Hello everyone. In this video, we will understand the workflow of designing a water tank in RCDC. We will be covering the design of tank walls, the tank slabs, and the supporting beam and column elements which may or may not be present for the water tank structure. The sample model over here, which we will be using, will have all the elements like the tank walls, slabs, columns, and beams. And we will understand the design of all these elements in RCDC and how we can go ahead with it. So let us get started with the actual design work. The water tank design is available in RCDC since version 10.0.0.278. However, for this video, we will be using the version 11.0.0.143. So on the starting window, we have to enter the project detail, the client and the engineer details. Select the design code. So currently in RCDC, Eurocode with all its annexure can be used for the designing of the tank wall. So for this demonstration, we use the base code. We have already selected the analyzed STAAD model as per wherein the model is created as per the requirement of RCDC. The modeling requirements and limitations are stated in the help document. So in the help content under getting started, the guideline for STAAD modeling and its consideration in RCDC is mentioned. Also, if there are any limitations which are to be followed while modeling are also mentioned over here. So we go ahead and select the water tank structure option. As soon as we select this, we need to enter the section cut interval wherein the value which has been entered over here will be used for extracting the forces at the value which is mentioned over here. So if we mention a value of 1 meter along the length or along the height of the wall, RCDC will cut the wall at every 1 meter to get the forces at the center of the section. So for this, we will enter the value of 1 meter and just go ahead and create the project. Once the entire structure is ready in RCDC, on the screen we can see the design elements, like we can design the tank wall. There are slabs present at 0 meter, 4.5 meter and 8 meter. Then the supporting beam or column is also present. So beams are designed level wise, whereas column and tank wall are the elements that are designed for the entire height or the length of the structure wherever these elements are present. So before proceeding to design, we first go through the settings that are required. So for each element, different settings can be made. So under settings, when we go, we have the option to make settings for tank wall, beam, column and slab separately. Whereas the crack width setting, which is made through the main window, which is this window, is applicable to all the elements that are present for the entire tank wall structure. So first we have made the crack width setting, which is common for all the elements. Next we go to the tank wall settings, which wherein first is the general and reinforcement settings. So we can set the grade of the concrete and steel, say C45 and oblique 50, FY 500, set the cover. The reinforcement area has to be mentioned for minimum and maximum range of the PT. The rebar for main reinforcement and shear reinforcement, which is the stirrups, needs to be mentioned over here. The rebar diameter list can be selected. There is an option for detailing, wherein two options are further provided. One is the preferred rebar and another one is the spacing. So let us see what is the difference between the detailing option for rebar and spacing. So I have considered the option of a wall wherein first option I had selected is preferred diameter, which is 16 mm. So if we check the rebar provided, The diameter is set as 16 mm, whereas the spacing is varying as per the diameter so as to satisfy the AST requirement. Whereas when we select the detailing option as a preferred spacing and set it as 150 mm, so the spacing is set as constant and the diameter is kept on varying as far as the AST is satisfied, and the maximum diameter and the preferred spacing combination is used to set the rebar configuration as per the AST requirement. Next, we need to set the spacing criterion for the main and the shear reinforcement. So the minimum maximum spacing and the spacing round off needs to be set over here under the general and reinforcement settings. Next, under tank wall, we have the zone and the curtailment settings. So the rebar zone and the curtailment setting needs to be set from here. Individually for each wall, the maximum zone for vertical and horizontal reinforcement needs to be set from here. So if I mention over here 5 for wall 1 and 3 if we keep it for the horizontal, and over here we need to set whether we want to do curtailment for vertical reinforcement or not. So if I make it yes for all the walls, RCDC will go and curtail in alternate rebars for the vertical reinforcement by maintaining the AS by checking the AST requirement at each zone which is formed from this option.
One thing we need to note over here is the vertical zones, that is the maximum zones that we mention over here are the target zones. That is, RCDC will try to design and fit with the maximum 5 zone. But if this is not satisfied or if the maximum zones are not achieved due to any reason, then RCDC overrides the maximum zone and determines the maximum zone as per the requirement.
So currently the curtailment for vertical reinforcement is possible, whereas for horizontal reinforcement, there is no option to do the curtailment. We next go to the beam settings. So these are the general settings that can be made for beam, like the ductile option is available. Then the detailing settings as per the regular beam workflow is available. So all the settings for the beam is available as per the regular RCDC workflow. For column as well, the settings which are currently available in RCDC is also available with the water tank structure wherein the columns will be designed. Next we go to the slab settings. So we need to set the design parameters, like we need to set the material property, the reinforcement area for minimum and maximum PT, as well as the nominal PT, the minimum maximum rebar that needs to be set for main steel. Again, the detailing option logic is same for slab, which is there for the wall, and the spacing criteria needs to be set. One point to be noted for the slab design is that whatever settings we make in at this main window is applicable to slab at all level, and individually if we want to change any setting for a slab at any particular level, then it is not possible as the setting is freezed from here. So we go ahead and design the tank walls. So before proceeding, we need to set the load type for the basic load case. So over here, we set this as dead load, and in RCDC, we suggest users to assign the fluid load type as a live load.
However, in the next release, the load types of fluid load and soil load will be added to the standard list, wherein the fluid load will be treated as live load and the soil load will be treated as a dead load.
So we select all the load cases and go ahead to add the load combinations for a regular type of a structure, and for crack width also we add the load combination from the template and go ahead for the design of tank walls. So for walls it is possible to make some changes in the design settings from here as well. So we did, as we have already made the setting from the main window, we go ahead and design. So once the auto design process is over, on the left hand side we have the tank wall design. So first thing to observe is, as we had selected the designing detailing option as a rebar of 16 mm, RCDC has tried to provide the 16 mm rebar with a varying spacing as per the AST requirement. So considering the example of wall W4, we have one zone for vertical face 1 and we have 3 zones for vertical face 2. In the vertical face 2, again we have curtailment location for zone 1 and zone 3 at 900 mm. So when I select this and go to redesign,
For the vertical phase 2 over here, I have the curtailment for zone 1 and zone 3 where the reinforcement is 16 at 120. Whereas for height of the wall above 0.9 meter, I will have the reinforcement configuration as 16 at 240 mm of the spacing. Also in redesign, in case when there is a different diameter in different zones. So let's say here the diameter is 12. So for such condition, RCDC has a color contour to represent different zones with different rebar configuration considering the curtailment location. One important point that we need to know in this redesign is that whatever changes we make in the redesign to the configuration of the reinforcement that has come from the auto design, RCDC will always check whether the reinforcement which is modified is safe for flexure, shear, and if the crack width is selected, it will also check whether the provided or the revised reinforcement, whatever we have modified, is safe for flexural crack width as well as the shrinkage crack.
so next we go ahead and generate the reports for walls. So under the drawings, we have the text schedule. The text schedule is provided in the form of with the zone details, the rebar details, and if there are any remarks. So as we are considering the example of wall 4, we can see that the text schedule is provided in the same format as we have seen on the design output window. Next under report, we have the detail drawing. So selecting wall 4, we can choose to select the plan as well as section or any one of them. For zone reference, we select the vertical rebar as well as horizontal rebar. Also, if the standard drawing or the standard details for cutout, vertical section, plan junction and PCC needs to be shown, we can select this option. So we select this option and we can select the scale factor from here and go ahead to generate the detailed drawing. So on the left hand side, first we have the reinforcement zoning layout for the vertical reinforcement for wall 4 as we have selected only wall 4 for generation. So we can see the zoning extents for wall W4. On this layout, we have the section marks for wall W4. We have the surface legend wherein surface 1 and surface 2 are marked in green and magenta. This inner and outer surface, it depends on the direction of parametric surface that we have modeled. Then we have the thickness legend. So for horizontal zones, the section of the wall is drawn, whereas for vertical zone, we can see it in the plan. Whereas for vertical rebar, we see the zone in the plan. Whereas for the horizontal rebar, we can see the zone in the section of the wall. Okay, so this is our section 1.1, wherein for the zone 1, we have that is for location 0 to 4 meter, we have the vertical rebar as 16 at 120 center to center, wherein the alternate bars are curtailed, and the horizontal rebar is mentioned over here. currently is shown as the slab reinforcement, as we haven't yet designed the slabs in RCDC. Once we design slab at each level in RCDC, we will be able to see the actual slab reinforcement in the wall section.
Also, one more thing to be noted is that the height of the wall or the height of the structure that is obtained from the analytical model. In that case, the surface height is considered from the bottom of bottom slab. So from here, the total height is considered up to the top of the top slab. So the top of the topmost slab and the bottom of the bottommost slab will be the total height of the structure that is obtained from the analytical model. So just for the example, I have already designed the slab at all the level. So when I go over here on my dashboard, I can see that the tank wall is designed and slab at all the level is designed. When I go back to the tank wall and simply generate the elevation or the section for wall W7, as all my slabs are designed, I can see the actual slab reinforcement as well as the thickness of the slab. So for wall W7, slab reinforcement is also shown in the slab section as the slab is already designed.
Similarly, we have the wall section 2, and over here, as we have selected to see the standard detail for cutout or the wall junction, the details are provided here. So whatever junction of the wall we have, like we have a plus shape, 4 walls plugging in as a plus shape, we can see the detail over here. Then under reports, we have project settings, summary, calculation, design for all stations. Over here, I have already generated the reports. So going to project settings, it is very common. All the settings that we have made in over here will be shown in the project settings report for the ease of reference and checking. Design summary, we have the design summary for each and every wall for longitudinal reinforcement as well as the shear reinforcement. And if the drying and thermal check is selected, then a separate summary for vertical as well as horizontal reinforcement is provided. Then we have the design calculation report, which is a detailed one. So at the beginning, we have the definition of terms, the codal reference, and starting with the detailed calculation report for the selected wall, we have the design parameters that are made in the settings window. Then we have the flexural design check for the vertical reinforcement for each face of the wall. Similarly, for the horizontal reinforcement, we have the detailed calculation for both the faces, and the shear design is also performed zone wise. The detailed validation for the flexure design, shear design of vertical and horizontal reinforcement, and for the crack width and the drying and thermal shrinkage is also available on the Bentley Communities website. Then we have the report for design for all stations. In this report, we can see the bending moment for each station, for all the locations of each station. So the station is along the length of the wall and locations are created along the height of the wall. So the first table, we have the bending moment for all the stations. For each station, then the AST required is calculated, and finally, as against AST required, what is the AST provided? The final AST that is provided is based on the maximum from AST required for flexural, AST required for crack width, and AST required for drying and thermal shrinkage check. So for each phase of the wall, like the vertical reinforcement phase 1, phase 2, as well as horizontal reinforcement phase 1, phase 2, the detailed report is provided. Then we have the crack width check report or the crack width summary, wherein the stress in rebar and the crack width on in the wall is calculated for each zone. A separate report for drying shrinkage and thermal calculation is also provided. So this is again a detailed report wherein the validation document is available on the Bentley website. Then we have the BOQ summary. Going ahead, we have detailed BOQ with the reinforcement type wise. So what is the consumption of the vertical reinforcement, the horizontal reinforcement, the links, etc. is provided with the bifurcation of vertical, horizontal reinforcement, and what is the consumption of links, what is the consumption of concrete. So reinforcement type wise BOQ is available, and also a BOQ wherein the consumption of reinforcement for each diameter is available. So these three detailed type of BOQ are also available. Once the design for walls is done, we can go back to the dashboard or the main page. Once the tank wall design is done, we get a tick in front of the tank wall. We can go ahead and design tank slabs at all level. Let us go ahead and design at 4.5 level. So for this structure, tank slab at 4.5 meter level, there are only two slabs present, whereas this can be, and as we know, this is an open tank, and this has a slab at the top level. So over here we cannot change any settings that are made on the dashboard or the main window. We need to directly go and perform auto design for this slabs. So once the design for slab is done in our CDC, we see the design output window wherein the reinforcement configuration is provided for both the slab. Over here we can perform the redesign. We can change the grade of the concrete and steel. We can change the thickness of the slab as well as the cover. So all these four parameters can be changed in redesign. Also, if we want to check the reinforcement configuration, like if we want to check it for say 120, then that is sufficient. We can check. So initial design is 12 at 115. If we change the spacing, then as per the AST requirement, RCDC will automatically select a suitable diameter. So we can make these changes under the redesign option. Going ahead, we go for the generation of reports. So first we have the tech schedule. So the tech schedule is generated as we have only two slabs, a short and a sweet tech schedule is generated. Next we have the general arrangement plan. So in this drawing, we can see the slab mark along with its thickness. Then there is in-plan detailing that is available separately for bottom reinforcement and the top reinforcement. Then there is the slab section. So if I select S1, wherein the section mark is already identified along long edge and along the short edge. So for section 11 for slab S1, we have a supporting wall which is wall W12, and on the right hand side we have W4. So we can see the top and bottom reinforcement provided over here along both the direction, and slab section 22, which is along the short span. So we have wall W6 and W7, with this tank of this particular structure is terminating at this level. So we have wall W6 which is stopping at this level, and there is a wall W7 which is going for the above levels as well. Then we have the design calculations report, which is the project settings. So under reports, we have first as the project settings report. So all the general and reinforcement settings which are made under this window will be shown over here. Then we have the design summary report for both these slabs. Then we have the detailed design calculation report, wherein the flexural design and the shear design along with the crack width check, a detailed calculation report basically is available for this lab. Then the design for all stations. This report is similar to that of the tank wall. The concept of the report is the same. Then we have the crack width check report. Then we have the stress limit check summary for both the slabs. Then the drying and shrinkage detailed calculation report. This is performed separately. So again, the crack width report is available here along LY and LX direction. Then finally we have the BOQ summary. Once the design for slab at this level is done, we go back to the dashboard. So we have already designed slab at 4.5 meter level. Similarly, we will design slab at 8 meter as well as 0 meter. Once the design of tank wall and tank slabs at all the level is done, next we can jump over to the design of beams. So beams are also designed as per the levels at which it is present. So if we consider the beam at say 8 meter level, we can go ahead and proceed. The beam design for the water tank module remains same as per the existing beam design workflow. So the settings are the same as we have made it on the dashboard page. Over here we can just view all the settings that are made initially. Only the detailing and drawing settings, which are also editable after the auto design process is done, is available to be modified before auto design over here. So we can directly go and auto design all the beams. So my beams at 8 meter is designed. I can design the beams at 4.5 meter level as well. Going to the column. The column design workflow is also the same as the existing RCDC column design workflow. Over here, we can make the changes for the design settings of the columns, just like that of the tank walls. So as we have already gone through the settings, we can directly proceed for the auto design. The report generation and all the reports that can be generated for the column module in the water tank module is same as the regular design module. So once all the elements for the selected water tank is designed, we can see that all this is set. That's it with the workflow of the water tank and its miscellaneous supporting structure. Thank you.